Okay, here's another graphical problem. So this is the graph of f. They tell us there's another equation, g of x, which is the integral of f of t from -3 to x. So step one, find g of 3. I'm just going to plug in 3 for x. So really, I'm looking for the area underneath the curve of this graph from -3, which would be here, all the way to 3, which is here. So this is a big triangle, so I'm going to do all of it in one. So 1/2, 1, 2, base is 5, height is 4. So this area is positive 10. This little guy here I want to count as negative because it's below the x-axis. So 1/2 base times height. So it's -1. So this ends up being 9. Okay. Next, on what open intervals is the graph both increasing and concave down? And we're talking about g. So let's write this out what we're looking for. So g increasing is really the same as g prime of x positive. So, and it does say give a reason for your answer. So remember, the idea is we always want to justify using what we have. So g prime of x being positive, so g prime of x, if we take this derivative, is really the same as f of x. So I'm looking for where is f of x positive. So where is this graph above the x-axis? So it's from -5 all the way to 2. But I also want where g is concave down. So that is where g double prime is negative. But again, you have to connect it to f. So that's where f prime is negative. So where's the slope of this graph negative? So from -5 to, it looks like -3. This is a positive. And then from 0 to -4. So basically, I'm looking for where, on what interval do these two overlap. It looks like -5 to -3, and then only 0 to 2. Oh, sorry, this was a positive 4 here. Okay, part C. H of x is the quotient of g divided by 5x. I need to find the derivative. So step one, we are going to use the quotient rule. Derivative of the top times the bottom minus the derivative of the bottom times the top, all over denominator squared. And then I will plug in the 3. So I need g prime of 3 times 15 minus 5 times g of 3, all over g of 3 quantity squared. And let's grab my numbers. So g prime of 3 is the same as the slope of this graph, right? G prime is the same as f. So g prime of 3 is the same as f of 3, which is this value, is exactly, I believe it's actually -2. It's a straight line, so you can find it. So it's -2. I have 15 minus 5. And then g of 3 we calculated before was 9. And then this is going to be 225. And you can leave your answer like this or simplify it. Okay, we've got p of x. I want the slope of p of x. So step one, let's take this derivative. This is your chain rule. Derivative of the outside, inside stays the same, times the derivative of the inside. Plug in your -1. If I do that, all this becomes 2. This becomes -3. F prime is 6. Slope of the graph, oops, is actually -2. There we go. So this is 6.